Hey everyone, welcome to another match of Simic Typhoon Control. Today we're going to be playing Sultai Euro Piles. So opening hand was not good, way too slow, just too clunky. This hand is only mildly keepable because of Serum Visions. If it wasn't for Serum Visions, I would have definitely chucked that hand. Okay, so definitely want to put both on the bottom. We're looking for a land at this point. Force of Negation is useful. So we draw another island, and yeah, we have no choice here. Cast Serum Visions. Can't cast anything else at the moment. So again, no, we draw Noble Hierarch, which is great, but we need green mana. So we are hurting at the moment. Thought Scour. It's going to be targeting himself, which is good because I don't want to be playing Mill like right now. I'm not in the mood for Mill. So we have Force of Negation, and we can pitch Storming Entity to counter a spell if we don't want to see it. Instead, we see a 4/5 Tarmogoyf. Not fantastic. So we can cast Manamorphose here. Looks like I'm going for green and blue. So just like that, I went from nothing to Noble Hierarch and Storming Entity on the battlefield. So that's pretty good. Now, I am pretty open to removal. There's no way I could stop removal at the moment, but hey, we did something. Inquisition of Kozilek is going to come down, most likely take our Tarmogoyf. Yep, that makes sense. Second Tarmogoyf comes down. He swings in. Of course, we do nothing. We draw another Serum Visions, which isn't horrible. We see Noble Hierarch, but we definitely keep Tarmogoyf if Noble Hierarch goes to the bottom. Right now, we have Archmage's Charm. And yeah, I'm not really interested in paying 2 mana. We're going to attack in with a 5/5 Storming Entity, which is just fantastic. That really puts a little pinch on our opponent. And now, if they cast anything, we can hard cast Force of Negation, which is great. Thoughtseize comes down, and yeah, I mean, at this point, let's counter it. We're not sure if our opponent is playing Death Shadow. Odds are they aren't, but if they are, let's not give them the 2 life for nothing. Instead, they cast Liliana, the Last Hope. Not the worst Liliana that we can see, but yeah, there goes our Noble Hierarch. So we draw our Tarmogoyf, and now we can't do anything with Archmage's Charm, unfortunately. But we're definitely going to attack in because yeah, we kind of have to there. Our opponent was going to have to attack with 2 Tarmogoyfs just to be able to get through. So let's see what they do here. They have 3 cards in hand. Abrupt Decay is really going to suck. And we concede. Yeah, no point in continuing that game. So Veil of Summer makes sense here. Dismember as well to deal with their Tarmogoyfs, hopefully. There are 4/5 Tarmogoyfs at least. Not much else we can bring in though. Spreading Seas is not going to do much. And life gain, not necessarily something we want to do against this type of deck. So we just need to remove some number of Force of Negations and some number of other cards that we can make room here. Force of Negation, not necessarily the best when you're playing against an opponent with this card. So just keep that in mind. So we keep our hand this time. Our opponent has a very slow turn 1 start, which is in our favor. So I think Serum Visions makes a lot more sense here. We don't necessarily need to rush and cast Euro yet. The second Storming Entity would be a bit rough. But it looks like I kept it on top. Which is interesting. So it looks like I wanted to build up on threats. It's not the worst plan. Because I'm just going to assume our first Storming is probably going to eat some sort of removal. Dismember. Yep, that's removal. Now the question is, do I want to save our Storming Entity and sacrifice Euro? It's a tough call, but it looks like I make it. So we say goodbye to Euro. and we save our Storming Entity. Veil of Summer is actually not the worst card to draw. But it looks like I did put Storming Entity at the bottom. Just missed that. Which makes sense. Yeah, I didn't think it would make a second Storming Entity would have been too clunky with that hand that I had. Dark Confidant comes down. I'm actually okay with this. Alright, we got another Storming Entity now. We could ironically hardcast it, but we won't. We get a double Exalted trigger for our Stormwing that's currently on the battlefield. That's going to pump it up to a 5/5. And it's going to bring our opponent down to 5. And with Dark Confidant on the battlefield, it's not doing our opponent any favors at this point. So let's see what they hit. They hit a land, lucky for them. But they're not going to be entering... Yeah, that's what I thought. That was a quick game 2. Quicker than I believe game 1. And yeah, we just got a good hand there. We kept the pressure up. Our opponent just didn't have enough to keep up with us. And we did exactly what we wanted to do. Still no Shark Typhoon showing its face. But hey, we're only running 4. So the deck kind of has to work without Shark Typhoon there. So it looks like I did decide to bring Spreading Seas in here. I don't think that's the worst idea. It looks like I'm not happy with Force of Negation, it seems. And I'm just kind of distraught of what I want to do. So this hand is a keep. We have Noble Hierarch. We have access to green in our opening hand, so we can ramp up. Inquisition of Kozilek is probably going to put a damper in that, though. Which is okay. We still have Serum Visions, so not the end of the world. Hey, Shark Typhoon shows its face for game 3. So we'll Serum Visions. We see Stormwing and a land. So we keep both on top. Storming Entity first. And I think that makes sense, because here we're going to Manamorphose, draw the island, and we're going to cast our Storming Entity, of course. Don't know why I wasted my time putting green mana in there, but maybe just to trick my opponent somehow. We see Noble Hierarch and Veil of Summer. I like both. Let's see what I do. Yeah, I keep both on top, which makes sense. Yeah, both those cards are great. Really, really great. The only question is, when do I shoot? Because when do I want to cast a Noble Hierarch? Do I want to cast it right away? Oh, no, that sucks. Well, that's a thing. That is a thing. Can't do much here with Liliana. We'll deal with Liliana next turn. We're going to discard a card here. I'll probably get rid of Archmage's Charm. It's my guess anyway. No, I get rid of Shark Typhoon. Oh no. I believe my calculation there was just make Tarmogoyf bigger. I don't think that's necessarily the best strategy. So now Liliana is going to come down, kill its other self. And we're going to have to sacrifice our Noble Hierarch. Alright, so that's pretty brutal. That is pretty brutal. But we do get a 6/7 Tarmogoyf. And we pray that our opponent has no way of answering that. We're going to be forced to discard again. I can't imagine that I would. Alright, so I got rid of Dismember. Interesting. We draw Euro, which is actually a good draw. Abrupt Decay. Alright, Abrupt Decay is going to force our hand here. We're going to play Veil of Summer. Draw a card. Hopefully a land. That would be fantastic. Oh, it is a land. Look at that. Alright. Power play time. So, Liliana's going to go bye-bye. We're going to pay 2 for that breeding pool. And, okay, I decided not to cast Euro. I think that was probably smart at the end of the day. I mean, we have our opponent right now. Why rush battlefield? Again, I didn't do anything here apart from play land. Might have made sense to maybe cycle Shark Typhoon at the end of that turn, but it looks like I was just taking it easy and riding the wave. Our opponent has Euro. We actually have a hard counter to that. Veil of Summer. Alright, Veil of Summer will resolve. Euro will resolve as well. Opponent fetches. Collective Brutality. Ouch. Alright, let's see what we're going to have to do here. This is going to hurt. Alright. So, all of that. That's brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. But I think we still have our opponent here. So, we still have a 6-7 Tarmogoyf. And now we could either cast Euro or we can cycle Shark Typhoon at the end of our opponent's turn and win the game. So I decided to go the Euro route. We draw a land. Of course, we play it. And let's see what our opponent has. Moment of truth. Alright, they cast their own Euro. They're escaping at this time, so it's going to be coming down on the battlefield. But guess what we have in hand? So our opponent decides to be cheeky and make our Tarmogoyf a bit smaller. That's okay. So let's see if I decide to go the cycling route and get a 1/1 flyer. Keep in mind that next turn we could cast our own Euro. It's not really concerned there. Yep, I decide to do that. We draw another land, which is great, and we draw a Vapor Snag. Alright, look at that. So this is pretty funny. So now we can Vapor Snag Euro, almost certainly. Attack in. Our opponent would have to, you know, chump with their Dark Confidant. We would probably go in for one. Before we do all that, we don't want to rush ourselves here. We play smart. We escape our Euro. See what we draw. We draw Storing Entity, which is great because we could actually cast it this turn. And now what I would do is most likely Vapor Snag the Euro, cast Storing Entity as well, and just get all the value. There we go. Let's see if our opponent concedes here. We top both cards. We do want them. I mean, they have to chump here. They have no choice. Alright. I believe we get a concession. No, our opponent plays a land, and he fetches. Dear God, my only thing I was concerned about was Damnation, but... Alright. Okay. Well, the Euro battles continue. And, you know, that's a play. I mean, that is a play. Couldn't do much there. Our opponent's at 8 now. So what do we draw next turn? Because we can still attack in here. I mean, I don't really care if our Euros trade. Yeah, that's what I thought. We win the game anyway. There was really no way our opponent was going to get out of that one. We just had the upper hand. I would hesitate to say that Shark Typhoon won us the game, but it definitely helped. The cycling ability definitely helped, and having an extra body in the air attacking helps as well. So let's not discount that. Is it necessarily the best card you can have in the deck? Maybe not, but hey, I want to play Shark Typhoon, so I did, and I had fun, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content in general, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on Twitter. All that stuff helps me out immensely. I know this looks like simple clicks to you, but for me, it means everything. So thank you, and thank you to my patrons as well. Have a good one.